better trained before deployment.
1v1 on Minsk Pocket today. OfficerSin versus Enriquexs. Oberkommando West versus United States forces. United States in the South Base, Oberkommando West in the North Base. We have an oddly slow start from the U.S. this game. No units produced yet. I'm not sure what the deal is there, but if we take a look over at OfficerSin, we do see a Volksgrenadier start. Supply half-track not making its way out of the base just yet though, so not going to be doing any scouting or anything like that. Still no units produced, and it looks like he has chosen Rifle Company, and he's actually going to wait out the timer and bring in only elite riflemen. Interesting. Haven't really seen that done before. I don't know if I think that's going to work, because he's going to be really behind on units. Like, I don't know how he's going to win in the first engagement. But it is a big map, so there is a lot of time between engagements. But yeah, he's going to be behind on map control. In fact, he's getting outcapped by Oberkommando West, which is saying something. And he still hasn't used this. There it is.
Waiting for orders.
And it's going to be another 80 seconds before he can use that again, so he's going to have to make some units other than elite riflemen. That's not going to work. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Oberkommando moving down through the south. We have Volksgrenadiers going for the VP. More Volksgrenadiers moving up to support while Sturmpios go for the munitions over here. It's a very aggressive push for these munitions by OfficerSin. No Kubel or supply half-track to support though, so kind of bold. I don't know if he'll be able to beat vet riflemen. It will come down to positioning and cover and that kind of thing. They are in the open. Vet riflemen will have yellow cover as they round the corner, so I think the riflemen will have the advantage here. But he's forced to stop to capture that, so no engagement there yet. No engagement here in the middle either, as the rear echelon troops were forced away by these Volksgrenadiers. They need to move up a little bit into the point, though, to get that captured. And more Volksgrenadiers coming up, so that is 3 Volksgrenadiers. And then into a Kubelwagen. Interesting to see the Kubelwagen fourth. Usually you get that first, so you can move it up with your Sturm Pioneers, get that extra mobility and extra firepower in the opening engagement. You could have a Kubel here right now to suppress those riflemen. Of course, since they are veteran riflemen, they do have access to the anti-tank rifle grenade as soon as they hit the field. But good positioning with the Kubelwagen can still suppress them or pin them before they can get that off, get within range. The range on that ability is about that far, whereas the Kubelwagen can shoot considerably farther. And we actually have a quick fuel cache going up, so it looks like that's how he's planning to spend his extra manpower. He's going to be using nothing but riflemen and fuel caches. He's probably going to be saving up for easy 8s, but 9 command points is still pretty far away. And we'll see if this pays off. He's clearly playing into the mid game already. 3 minutes in. He wants to jump straight into the mid game. No early game at all for him. Here comes a Kubelwagen, and it will suppress. Looks like maybe. Yep, there it goes. Volksgrenadiers moving up. They will not be able to get in range for the rifle grenade, and they will be forced away. Nice engagement. Well played. Sturm Pioneers are being used to backcap. Questionable decision. Volksgrenadiers are much better for backcapping duties. Sturm Pioneers are much better to use in the opening engagements because they have such awesome firepower with their assault rifles. Lots of backcapping going on over here with the rear echelon troops. Possibly going to see another fuel cache. Yep, there it goes. So 2 fuel caches, 3 vet rifleman squads, and we already have a lieutenant on the field as well. So very quick teching up there. He does actually have 29 fuel coming in as he has the 2 caches and the fuel point here. His map control is not great, but he's just kind of avoiding his opponent. His opponent's not capping too aggressively. He's comfortable knowing that having his half of the map will be sufficient. He doesn't yet see these fuel caches, so he doesn't realize that his opponent actually has quite a significant fuel advantage over him just yet. He's going to be seeing those soon, though, if he decides to push up the right side with his Kubel and other troops. Vet Rifleman doing reasonable damage. at range and in cover, but they do get pinned, so they'll no longer be able to fire. Volksgrenadiers are going to move up to support as well. Rear echelon troops may attempt to flank around this bush. It actually is a line of sight blocker, I think, or not. I don't know. I guess it isn't. Riflemen do get forced away, though. And those rear echelon troops will also get forced away. So these fuel caches are now going to be in quite a bit of danger, as he's not planning to defend them. Instead, he's going to make a hard push for the left side and just hope that the fuel caches will be able to survive his opponent's small arms fire. And they actually are quite resilient to Volksgrenadiers and Kübelwagons. And it looks like he's not actually going to be pushing. He's satisfying himself with the munitions, and he's now going to move his Kübelwagen to support against this push over here. Lieutenant grabbing the munitions point, Rifleman moving up the left side to grab the strategic and victory points. And it looks like we have a quick Raketenwerfer. It's an interesting decision. He has seen the Lieutenant. I think he purchased the Raketenwerfer before seeing the Lieutenant, though. But that being said, he has gone with Battle Group Headquarters, so Raketenwerfer is his only AT option until he can get a Jagd. No Puma will be available for him, and that's going to be tough because we do see that an AA half-track is being produced now. So that's going to be a very big threat.
Half-track just arrived.
We do see that OfficerSin has 135 munitions, so we may be looking at some Panzerschrecks in the near future.
Ready for deployment!
None cooking yet, though. And we'll see if he gets those started once he sees the AA half-track. Volksgrenadiers are not even going to try to deal with these fuel caches just yet. Instead, they go straight for the victory point, try and get the clock ticking. And that's probably a good idea because Volksgrenadiers can sit there shooting at a cache all day and they won't really be able to do anything. He could, however, get a Panzerschreck upgrade. He will be getting chased off, though, by this AA half-track for sure. Meanwhile, we do have a counterattack coming in from OfficerSin. He's going to try and get rid of these two rifleman squads. The lieutenant's already been pushed back to the base. Kübelwagon's circling around the north for some reason. Stern Pioneers get a little too close and lose a man. Very conservative, though. And we actually do see a Panzerschreck upgrade. Yikes, but that was timed, unfortunately. Popped as soon as that AA half-track showed up, and he wasn't able to get a shot off before getting pinned. Nice shot by the Raketenwerfer, though. Almost about one shot. Oh, what is it doing? Oh, he completely messed this up. Oh, no. That was, I think, some bad pathing or something right there, and that cost him his AA half-track. So that hurts. That's going to put OfficerSin in a very nice position, and he's also going to be able to clear these fuel caches out with the Raketenwerfer unopposed. So that hurts. And that's also going to net him Vet 2. Getting a decent amount of veterancy just from shooting caches. Infantry support gun has been produced, and it's hanging out somewhat near the battle group headquarters. It might make a little more sense to put it actually next to the battle group headquarters so it can benefit from healing and reinforcing and all of that, so you don't lose vet, but we'll see what he decides to do. Riflemen trying to harass up here. They are staying grouped because he doesn't want to get cut down by storm pilots or anything like that. Cash goes down over here, and that's going to bring him halfway to vet 3. But there is a counterattack coming in, pretty decent-sized force of riflemen up here. We also have some riflemen making an attack on the Kübelwagen and infantry support gun. Very nice. Kübelwagen gets taken out before it can position itself. Good flank slash harassment from Enrique there, but I think he's probably going to be getting pushed back by this force of infantry. Oh, he's not watching his Raketenwerfer for this. Grenades, infiltration grenades being thrown. Nice damage. It looks like Enrique might not have been watching that, and our veteran rifleman squad does go down. At the same time, OfficerSin was not watching his Raketenwerfer, and that's going to go down. So both players trying to manage two fronts at once, and it's costly on both sides. And we'll probably be seeing that Raketenwerfer get stolen. So that is bad news for Officer Sin. If he can make a coordinated push on the battle group headquarters, he could use that Rakettenwerfer to destroy it. That being said, we do see Captain Tech. There's certainly no reason to go for Major when you have access to Easy 8s later, so very common to see Rifle Company go with Lieutenant and Captain, so that you have access to the full breadth of your Tier 1 and Tier 2 arsenal. He's probably, I don't know, I'm not sure if he's going to get any of these. No AT gun being produced yet, so not sure. If we take a look here, no upgrades for Rifleman yet for his veteran Rifleman, but we do see that he has access to Rifleman flamethrowers. He may be purchasing a few of those in the near future. Infantry support gun firing on the infantry over here. No lucky shots just yet, though. Also some backcapping from the rear echelon troops. Some backcapping by some Volksgrenadiers. Both armies trying to get their bearings and recuperate for the next big push. Some reinforcement going on over here in the base as well. And if we take a look at Officer Sin, we will see that as far as tech, he's only got battle group headquarters. No second truck placed yet, but that is because a rather large fuel purchase has been made. We see a Jagdpanzer hitting the field. So he's going to get some proper ATs, doesn't want to have to rely on Rakettenwerfer any further, and he's going to bring in a tank destroyer. And that's a good call because he knows Easy 8s will be hitting the field. He's seen the vet rifleman, he knows he's up against Rifle Company, so Jagdpanzer's great. Great choice. Good build decision there. And we also see scavenge doctrine chosen, and we're going to have some Jaeger Light Infantry doing some harassment. Jaeger Light Infantry are excellent at close range. And he's actually going to sprint away from that engagement because he knows he can't win, but he doesn't want to make a full retreat, and he doesn't have the retreat point upgrade yet. Hasn't quite found the manpower to purchase that. Nice shot from the infantry support gun. That's only its third kill though, so it's going to take some time for that to get some vet up, and we actually see Jaeger Light Infantry taking the point down here. They do pop out of the building, and this fighting position is sort of unfortunately placed. If it had been placed like back here a little more, they wouldn't be able to cap without getting suppressed. So nice use of Jaeger Light Infantry there. Grenade going out on the lieutenant. Very nice grenade. He wasn't watching that. Still might. He definitely risks losing that squad. There's a squad of Jaeger Light Infantry in his retreat path. If he moves these, I think he is. He needs to keep moving them over there, though. Oh, nope. Sniped at long range. So Lieutenant does not make it home.
This is it.
Victory point does get captured once again. The U.S. player is really struggling now. Also hasn't really been able to take advantage of his Rakettenwerfer. He's kind of being forced to deal with this instead of making a push for his enemy's territory, and losing valuable time as a result of that. He doesn't have all that much mobility because his half-track died. His half-track would be the perfect solution to these Jaeger Light Infantry, but unfortunately it just didn't accomplish much before getting turned into scrap metal. And he's definitely wishing he still had that. Taking a look back over at the American, we do see 5 command points, still 4 away from the Easy 8s, which he really wants those. It's quite obvious that he's playing into those big time. Oh, nasty flame burst right there. They're going to be retreating through this fighting position machine gun as well as 2 squads of infantry.
They got wiped out.
They do make it away though, and he wasn't watching his rear echelon troops here in the middle, and they got taken out by a grenade. He right-clicked to the point, and when you do that, they all bunch up on the same square inch of space, and then one grenade can take out a full squad like that. So that's a shame, but it's just rear echelon troops. It's not the end of the world. Jaeger Light Infantry do make it away. We see some mines going down as well, covering the approach up here, and we actually have a white phosphorus barrage going down on the middle. I think that's a bit of a mistake. As you can see, it never fully kills squads. It will only injure them. So it can take a squad down to 0 HP or like 1 HP remaining, but it never fully kills a unit. So not generally a good idea to use against an opponent with a battle group headquarters. certainly great to use against an opponent with mechanized regiment headquarters, though he'll be pretty much screwed unless he has vet Sternpyos to plant medical boxes, and even then he's got to spend a bunch of munitions to do it. It's only 40 for him though, whereas white phosphorus for you is 130. So something to keep in mind. But if he does have mechanized and he doesn't have vet Sternpyos, then that can really screw him over, especially if he's blobbing up. But in this particular case, not a very efficient use of the ability. We do have Volksgrenadiers moving in on the fuel down here.
We're at 200 points.
And they will probably be able to take that out. Reckenwerfer is somewhat unsupported over here, not sure what he's thinking. Putting that over there, and we do have some reinforcement going on in the base. We actually have a new lieutenant getting produced as well, and it looks like finally, now that he's reinforced and regrouped, he's going to be making a coordinated push for the middle, would be my guess. Schwer Panzer headquarters will be waiting for him, though.
A capture point is being overrun.
Lots of Panzerschrecks too. OfficerSin is preparing very well for the Easy 8s. He knows they're coming. He's getting plenty of AT, and he's filling out his ranks with Jaeger Light Infantry to fulfill the anti-infantry, anti-rifleman role. Unfortunately, that's been going pretty well for him so far. He's also got access to infiltration grenades, which have been helpful. He did manage to wipe out one rifleman squad with that. We also see bazookas researched and purchased on quite a few riflemen. Got one bazooka there, two on the captain, obviously. And we actually have the major holding a bazooka, so this is a combat major. Infiltration grenades going out. Not too good though. Nasty flame burst right there. Almost taking out that full squad, and we're probably going to see more infiltration grenades coming out here. Yep, here they come. But they fall pretty short. Poorly aimed. He's also staggering his push quite nicely. Hits some mines, so he will spot the Schwer Panzer headquarters and get suppressed. He'll be forced to retreat that force, but his second group of infantry here will be able to continue a push up the right side. So nice push there. Nice dual push. Good staggering of the forces. It's good he didn't just charge blindly in one giant blob. More Jaeger Light Infantry harassing over here on the right. This fighting position is just so unfortunately placed. And they're slowly taking it out with their G43s as well. This force of infantry is probably going to move to deal with that soon. I also wouldn't be surprised if he pushed an MG or something, or anything. You can even throw some rear echelon troops inside the building, and then they'll no longer be able to spawn out of it. He also needs to do a lot more harassment over here on the left side. It's completely undefended. He could send anything, rear echelon troops, to go start harassing that, and that would force his opponent to break up his forces a little bit and deal with multiple threats simultaneously. But unfortunately, he's not sending anything in that direction. Looks like we will be seeing a forward retreat point getting established as the majors are moving forward. We also have Jaeger Light Infantry getting chased off here on the right side. They did not manage to destroy the fighting position, but he has no rear echelon troops. Oops. He has no rear echelon troops available to repair it just yet, so... Oh, Reckenwerfer snipes a retreating Jaeger Light Infantry. Jaeger Light Infantry over here making a push for the fuel. We also see some harassment finally going for the left side. Good choice, as he has no solution to the Schwer Panzer headquarters just yet, but we also see Sherman being produced. He did go lieutenant, captain, and major, so he wasn't saving fuel for pure Collins. He is actually going to bring in all three of his officers. So that's nice to see. Taking advantage of all of his units, not relying on pure Collins spam. We are seeing a switch to high explosive rounds. And he's going to start taking those infantry out over there. We also see a big push of infantry coming up here on the right side. And it looks like OfficerSin may not have caught that in time. Heavy damage coming in. Captain still has the Thompson. Could take out the squad. Maybe a lucky bazooka snipe. No, the squad will get away. This could be a nasty mine. 2 casualties, not that bad.
Armor ready.
Jagdpanzer, however, this was produced ages ago. It's ready for the Sherman. It moves up to the middle to deter any pushes there. We also see some Obersoldaten hitting the field, doing nice damage, but at the same time, grenade is going out. Could have been aimed a little bit better. They were spread rather nicely. Counter grenade going in, but that
Sherman, ready for action.
infiltration grenades as well. Not quite. Oh! And the LMG burst got interrupted by friendly fire from the infantry support gun. I think he could have got that retreating squad if the infantry support gun actually killed the LMG gunner.
That's it. Point's ours.
Push continuing up the left side. He's not spreading out. Probably should be, as it's completely unopposed. He's actually skipping this point. There's really no reason for him to do that. He could easily leave one of these squads behind, but oh well. Maybe he just wants to group up and make an assault on the victory point in case it's at all defended. And we do see an Ostwind hitting the field, but the Sherman is perfectly positioned to counter. Unfortunately, it does have HE rounds loaded. There are also 2 Panzer Strike squads up to support, so he won't be able to chase that Ostwind. The Jagdpanzer is also mobilizing to counter. However, the Jagd will not be able to chase, as the Sherman does have this Raketenwerfer, stolen Raketenwerfer screening, and we actually see an MG being sent all the way up the left side, probably going to throw it in this house. That will prevent Jaeger light infantry from spawning from it, and it will also help defend against infantry harassment. So nice purchase there, nice use of that MG. More Jaeger light infantry being spawned back here. We do see the fighting position is going to go down as well. Looks like the Sherman is going to chase them away, but as soon as it does that, I think this Raketenwerfer may find itself in a lot of danger with nothing protecting it. We actually have a fighting position going up here too, and that's going to be highly vulnerable to the Jagd and
One of our fighting
infantry.
positions is sustaining fire. Stick with me and you might just
I think that full squad just died. Yeah, they were clumped. They were clumped right there, and 1 HE round killed the entire squad. Ouch, that hurts. Jagdpanzer pulling off a flank over here. Raketenwerfer actually gets a shot off, a couple shots off, I think, on the Ostwind, which is now being sent back to the middle. Oh, they got out of the tank to repair. They get back inside. Sherman's got to get out of there right now, but the Raketenwerfer is moving to support. He's actually going to protect the Raketenwerfer's flank with the Sherman while also hiding around the bushes. Nice move there. And that's going to force the Jagd away and also net him a few kills. The HE rounds on the Sherman. He may not even be noticing this as he's too busy microwaving his Jagd, and the second full squad of Jaeger light infantry gets taken out, and that will give him access to easy 8s now as his resources are ticking up. Machine gun, he doesn't put it in the building actually. Oh, and scavenger artillery is actually coming in on the machine gun. He's going to have to get that out of there, but I'm not sure he's paying attention as he does have another push going in over here, and it looks like he will win this engagement. Scavenger artillery starts landing. Still no hits. Meanwhile, this engagement over here, he is winning it. Jaeger light infantry push back. Ostwind shells going in though, dealing heavy damage. Scavenger artillery actually does not kill the MG. He shouldn't have retreated. If he had left it, he would have been able to force that Volksgrenadier squad away. Meanwhile, look at this harassment. He's circled all the way around the top with his major and 2 rifle squads. He's taking that territory, and we also see the Easy 8 coming up to the Ostwind engagement at the perfect time. Gets out of control. Nice bazooka shot from those riflemen. Easy 8's going to try and circle strafe the Jagd. Jagd is going to have to make a quick, hasty escape. It should be okay under cover of the Schwerpanzer headquarters, and it doesn't look like Enrique is going to chase. Oh, and he actually hits a mine right there. That is terrible luck. It looks like the engine was destroyed. Oh no, that is terrible. I even think he gave a reverse order. He gave a reverse order to the Sherman, and it did a little 3-point turn. It did like a little forward motion. So that sucks. That is a huge loss. Engine destroyed. It probably would have died even with just engine damage. And that's going to be the Jagdpanzer's first kill. Almost at 1. Tank destroyed there. And he's a little bit starved for fuel as he has gotten all 3 officers. Oh, what is he doing? Wow, if that Jagdpanzer shot had hit, that would be a dead Sherman. Yeah, he is going to chase. I think he noticed that a little bit late. He's probably just as confused as I am as to why that Sherman advanced with its rear armor unsupported into the Yag. He's not sure where it went, so he's going to content himself with blowing up his fighting position instead. And then he's going to pull back. There is a small force of infantry moving up the right side. Fighting positions continuing to go up with machine guns. But Jaeger light infantry continuing to flood out of this house are going to be an issue. If he had put this Raketenwerfer in the house, they wouldn't be able to spawn out of that anymore. So something to consider. He could also just throw some rear echelon troops inside. Nice harassment of the left/top though with this force of infantry. He's making good use of his squads to harass the map, and OfficerSin is really feeling the pain of having lost all those Jaeger light infantry. He's bleeding a lot of manpower from losing those full squads, and it's costing him a lot of map control. But he does have a bit of a fuel tech advantage now that he's taken out that Easy 8. So we'll see if he can capitalize on that. Heavy damage going out on those Obersoldaten. I'm not sure he was paying attention there. However, the Stern Pioneers will force that Rifleman squad away. Major may make it to safety if he can get in range of the flamethrower. Looks like he will be able to get away. Jaeger light infantry also getting overwhelmed by a lot of infantry over here on the right side. Oh, and the Jaeger light infantry moving up from here actually took out that full rifle squad on the retreat. And they're going to move up to try and take out the Major, it looks like. They will have a lot of trouble dislodging this Rifleman squad, but Major's in a lot of danger. He has to circle around the top of the building, but a full squad of Jaeger light infantry just went down over here, so that's, I think, 3 full squads now of Jaeger light infantry that he's lost, and that's not cheap. If we take a look, that is 340 manpower for one of those. That's almost 1,000 manpower that he's lost due to the constant harassment that he's doing over here. He's not really been succeeding in getting them out alive. Major hits Vet 3 due to the efforts of these old riflemen unlocking sprint. We do have another Austrian hitting the field now. This first one died to bazookas, but this Major probably doesn't have what it takes to take out an entire Austrian by himself. Heavy damage going out on the Vet Rifleman squad. He's not paying attention. And there it goes. He may lose his Major too. Ouch, that hurts. That is bad news. He just lost a lot. Sherman moving up to retaliate. Still has HE rounds equipped, but it could take out that full squad of Jaeger light infantry. And there it goes. That's 4 full squads of Jaeger light infantry. Just full squads getting wiped left and right by medium armor. Oh, jeez. Definitely needed to retreat that. There was nothing to be gained by leaving it there. And we do have another Easy 8 hitting the field now. And I think that Enrique does have a bit of an advantage for map control here. He has lots of munitions coming in. He's going to be able to take advantage of that to get machine gun upgrades on all of his tanks. Hopefully also fill out his infantry ranks a little bit with upgraded weapons. Osman finds an unsupported fighting position. There are some bazooka equipped squads down here. They may be able to deter it a little bit. But we'll see what happens. Jagdpans are moving up on these 2 tanks, and they're kind of awkwardly positioned. Jagdpanzer has taken heavy damage from the Easy 8s. Osman also clears the fighting position. There is a Panzerschreck squad up to support, but he is not going to chase. Simply going to hold the point and repair. Osman takes heavy damage from a bazooka volley from the captain as it approaches in reverse. Nice damage going out from the captain. Another shot. One more could kill it. Oh, main gun destroyed, but it is not taken out. And the engine is also intact, so that Austrian will make it away. We also see Jaeger light infantry once again spawning here in the south. This force of infantry should be sufficient to push them away, though. And OfficerSin is definitely going to need to make a push for the left side and get some territory back to get his munitions back on track, for one thing. And also just to have more fuel, because even though he does have this fuel point, he's not getting the additional fuel from holding all of these strategic points over here on the left. So he's going to be really starved for resources if he doesn't address that. Flamethrower going in on this squad. He should have retreated that. In fact, he shouldn't have even spawned this. There was really no way he was going to be able to save that squad. And yet another full squad of Vehicle Light Infantry does get taken out. Obersoldaten reinforcing over here. The Jagdpanzer actually is quite badly in need of repairs, and we do see that he has his Sturm Pioneers still. They're heavily wounded for some reason, but they are Vet 2. Still no support package upgrade on them, so they're not going to be particularly fast at repairing just yet. They're also not Vet 3 yet, so their repairability is still just a standard speed, but he will be getting that Jagdpanzer repaired. In the next minute or so, tanks are continuing to defend the top victory point. The center victory point is still held by the Schwer Panzer headquarters, though, and that's going to make it difficult for Enriquexs to finish the game out. And in fact, as far as victory points, he's way behind. He only has 59. He's only just now sort of securing his hold on 2 of the victory points, and that's because he's dedicating so many forces to holding this territory down here. And what he should have done is just destroyed the building with his bazookas and then moved on, but instead he's going to put a machine gun inside of it, which will prevent anything from spawning. But now that he's done that, he really should get these forces doing something a little more productive. We do have tanks defending up here in the north. Lieutenant actually has sprint as well as a bazooka, so he's going to be really useful for harassment and capping, and he runs them all the way up here to capture the north strategic point, so lots of harassment there. And OfficerSin really needs to be a little bit more aggressive. He's holding on to a decent portion of the map, but it would be better if he could just hold the left side as well. He does have the Jagd, and lots of idle units from both players here.
Volksgrenadiers back to full strength.
They need to get moving, get active. Enrique needs to be much more aggressive. He needs to shut his enemy down. He's doing great for map control, certainly, but he needs to push harder on the enemy's units and bleed his manpower, and just try and be as aggressive as possible without endangering his army. And we actually do see a push being mobilized for the bottom right. There's an ambulance down there now as well, actually. In addition to the machine gun, the Raketenwerfer will be defending. Ostwind's going to need to keep its distance. It can't go charging in with its rear armor towards a bunch of bazookas. We actually have an Easy 8 making a push at the Schwer Panzer headquarters. The Jagdpanzer is available to support, as well as multiple Panzerschreck squads. So hopefully that should get pushed away. Well, the first shot misses. It's going to bring the truck down to about 3/4. Finally, a shot connects and penetrates, and he will be pushed back by overwhelming firepower. These Volksgrenadiers, Lieutenant continuing to move through and capture. And we actually have a big flank coming in from these tanks, and an AT gun, in fact, which has walked all the way up from the base to here, of all places. Very dangerous move. He really risks giving an AT gun to his enemy, which is a horrible thing to do when you're planning on spamming Easy 8s. Ostwind also making a push down here. Sturm Pioneers got pushed back by overwhelming firepower. Obersoldaten getting way too close. He's not taking advantage of their long range. Ostwind also charging in way too close to these bazookas and Raketenwerfer. That's going to Obersoldaten getting suppressed, so that is not going well over here. And in the meantime, we do have White Phosphorus coming in on these Volksgrenadiers up here. Jagdpanzer also hitting Vet 2, taking out the Easy 8. AT gun also firing on the Jagdpanzer, but it won't be able to fire through the smoke and the White Phosphorus barrage. He'll have to use attack ground to hit it. And it looks like he did when the shot bounces. We also still have HE rounds equipped on this Sherman, so it's unable to harm the Jagdpanzer, and shots keep bouncing on the Jagd. Vet 2 gives it the armor bonus, and that's really showing right here. Grenade goes out, infiltration grenades in fact, but the gun doesn't quite get cleared. The Jagdpanzer continues to chase the Sherman. Shot goes out on the rear armor, hits. It's one hit away from dead, and these trees are making it really difficult to path through and out of control. That's 3 Shermans taken out for this Jagdpanzer now, hitting Vet 2. Nice use of that Jagdpanzer, and that purchase is really paying off. But in the meantime, this lieutenant continues to harass and cap. The fuel is getting captured. He will be forced away by this wounded Volksgrenadier squad. But the battle group headquarters was destroyed in that exchange, and it looks like here in the south, the Ostwind was also taken down despite inflicting heavy damage to the infantry defending. 1 man left in this captain squad. I think a full rifle squad may have also been taken out. We do see an Easy 8 over here, apparently, which has done some damage. I'm not sure what it did. Maybe it helped kill the Ostwind or something, I don't know. So that was a bloody exchange for everyone. Jaeger light infantry being spawned from the building over here, and they will be taking the victory point, getting the clock ticking against Enrique once again, and that's bad news as he only has 57 points remaining. Jaeger light infantry over here making a push for the victory point, but the captain is now Vet 3, freshly reinforced. When there's 5 men in the squad, the captain himself does have a Thompson, so he will do quite nice damage at medium range to these infantry, and it's good that he's staying at medium range because Jaeger light infantry are really powerful at short range and can also stay right by his ambulance and reinforce in the fight. And those Jaeger light infantry will be pushed away. These have finished capping the north point, and it looks like they're just going to defend. There is a push coming up from an Easy 8 and a flamethrower rifleman squad. We also have Rakettenwerfer built here in the north, as well as the infantry support guns. Only up to 5 kills. It really has not performed very well this game. Hasn't been firing very frequently either. He is forced to get medical supplies now that his battle group headquarters is destroyed in order to heal his Volksgrenadiers up, so that is going to be costing him munitions. We do see OfficerSin only has 22 coming in. That's been the case this entire game. In fact, it's been less than that. He hasn't had this munitions point for a lot of time. Enrique has had excellent map control. Easy 8 does make the push up here with the flamethrower, and these Jaeger light infantry are trying to hide, but he knows they're there clearly, and he needs to retreat that squad. Taking heavy damage, he does try to retreat. Next flame burst does not do all that much damage, and the squad will make it away. Oversoldaten making a charge to the right side, doing nice damage to the captain at range. Very nice damage. And the captain will be forced to retreat, but there's another Easy 8 over here on the right. Nice shot from the main gun and the machine gun mount, taking out 2 squad members, and they're going to be forced to make a retreat. And there's actually an Ostwind over here too. Lots of very vulnerable units with nothing but a Rakettenwerfer into support. Jagdpanzer is being mobilized to counter though, rather than working on this Easy 8 over here. Nice spread of tanks across the victory points, but at the same time he does need to make a push for the central victory point to get that clock ticking as fast as possible. OfficerSin only has 11 fuel coming in, but it's still coming in, and he does have a Schwer Panzer headquarters. So things can only get worse from here, although Easy 8s are a very nice mid/late game option for the US. Keep you in the game for a long time. Ostwind gets a little over-aggressive against this bazooka-equipped lieutenant. Bazooka shot penetrates even at max range. Easy 8 shots also doing very nice, but the Jagdpanzer moves up to support. Look at the range on that shot. It does penetrate, does nice damage to the Easy 8, but the Ostwind is endangered. Second shot penetrates. Heavy damage going out. Rakettenwerfer also moving up. Easy 8 is way overextended, and the Rakettenwerfer gets the kill. Easy 8 taken down. Perfect Ostwind bait of that Sherman. We're actually almost to Vet 3 on the Jagdpanzer now. Actually, it didn't get that kill just now. But it contributed. I guess one of these is infantry. And a building. I guess it only actually has 2 kills. I thought it had 3, but I guess not. Rifleman going for a rifle grenade, it looks like. Yeah, does not penetrate though. Engine will not be damaged. And he really needs to retreat the squad. What is he doing? He's a little bit late to do that. But despite all these losses, somehow Enrique has excellent map control. I think it's mostly because OfficerSin has just been bleeding squads left and right. But he has a huge army just idle in his base right now, and he just desperately needs to take back some territory. There's only one Easy 8 defending over here on the left side. Not really much of anything defending in these areas there. Some rear echelon troops, and he needs to spread his infantry out and get some territory back. Easy 8 is actually making a base rush right now. It's weird. Oh, I think he was trying to hunt that Austrian, but he decides that chasing into the base would be a little too dangerous. Infantry support gun is quite exposed. Looks like that's going to get cleared with the Jagdpanzer. Oh, nice shot. He's moving up to pursue. Oh, shots deflected. Next shot will net him Vet 3, which is going to give him mobility and rate of fire. Shrek shot also connects. Nice shot at max range there. The mobility boost is actually going to give it nice acceleration and speed. Look how agile and quick it is. That's a very nice Vet 3 bonus. He may pursue that Easy 8 all the way over here. He will be able to spot it with these Jaeger Light Infantry. It looks like he is continuing to chase. Oh, he gets caught a little bit over here, but the Easy 8 may stop. He stops the Easy 8 to take some shots at the Jaeger Light Infantry, and at max range, the engine is destroyed. Oh no. Abandoned! Oh my god. There is now an abandoned Easy 8 in the north. Pretty much completely vulnerable. The only thing available to recrew is the squad of rear echelon troops. May be able to get there, in fact. We do see that these Jaeger Light Infantry are going to be blocking A. I'm not sure if they'll bear. In fact, they definitely would not have been able to, but he stopped for some reason to fire on the Jaeger Light Infantry. And he will be able to crew tank and make sure it gets destroyed. But until that happens, we do have a big type of Schwer Panzer headquarters with bazooka support. Panzer being mobilized to help the Easy 8. Grenades, infiltration grenades also going out. Nice spread, does heavy damage to the officers. Oh yeah, Panzer shot misses, but the Easy 8 is firing on the Volksgrenadiers instead of the tank destroyer. Bazooka shots are also all bouncing or missing. Nice armor bonus over here. Grenade goes in on the Jaeger Light Infantry over here, and he's kind of losing his chance now to crew this Easy 8. In fact, the Austrian may destroy it. That's a real shame, because if he could steal that Easy 8, that would really help him a lot. But it looks like the Easy 8 will just be destroyed by the Austrian. And that's a shame. I definitely think he could have stolen that. He could have just popped a new squad of Jaeger Light Infantry, in fact, and taken it with that, but unfortunately, he's preoccupied over here. It looks like he has now got Vet 4 on the Jagdpanzer, which gives it even faster rate of fire and accuracy. And I think that he destroyed another Easy 8 here in the center, so that Jagdpanzer is just devastating. Building is actually destroyed entirely over here, so he will no longer be able to spawn Jaeger Light Infantry out of it. These American infantry have been successful in retaking the top, although they're heavily wounded. Big push coming in for the middle now as well. Grenade slightly poorly aimed. Counter grenade quite nicely aimed. Does heavy damage to that rifleman squad. I think Vet 5 for these Volksgrenadiers. But he's still being pushed back. Has to heal up. Major is also equipped with double bazookas. Very, very aggressive Major use by Enrique here. Trying to get some shots off on the Yags, which is heavily wounded. And we do see that these Sturmpyos are still Vet 2, haven't been used too much for combat. 11 kills, it's respectable, but 45 minutes in you would expect them to be a little higher up, so they're still not Vet 3, still don't have support package, so the repair speed is going to be pretty slow. Still no mechanized regiment headquarters either, so gonna be tough to get this thing repaired. He's not even moving to repair it, he's going to do something else, so his Jagdpanzer is going to have to operate at very low health for the time being. We do see Jaeger Light Infantry being sent down to take the victory point down here. Lots of salvaging going on as well, with all of the different tanks being destroyed. Lots of Austrians have died. Lots of Easy 8s have died. Could definitely be salvaging those wrecks. White phosphorus barrage going out somewhere. Here? Yes, here. That's going to be dealing heavy damage to those Jaeger Light Infantry, and we have a major in the retreat path, but I think that they will be able to get away after capturing the point. Infiltration grenades going out on the lieutenant, counter grenade going out on the Volksgrenadiers. Very nice counter grenade from the lieutenant there, almost taking out the squad. Don't think he's paying attention to this either. And there goes the full squad with some lucky bazooka snipes. Very nice, but at the same time, big push going up here on the left clears out the wounded rear echelon troops and riflemen. So those are taken out completely. And we also have the Easy 8 getting salvaged. We'll probably also be salvaging this really creepy, haunted Ostwind. The Jagdpanzer also moving up to support. And some wounded officers are taking control of the victory point in the center. So lots of back and forth on the victory points, but things are generally still in OfficerSin's favor. The clock is ticking for Enriquexs. He's really struggling. He's lost all of his tanks, and now he's just making desperate pushes with riflemen towards the victory points to try to hold on. We do have yet another Austrian in the field, and OfficerSin has really over-invested in these Austrians. They're 100 fuel to bring in each, and that's going to make 4 Austrians. That's 400 fuel spent on Austrians. When he could have probably had a King Tiger by now. But he's really investing heavily in these, despite their somewhat lackluster performance this game for him. But this will definitely be able to take out that officer. These officers. Captain goes down. Lieutenant also going to go down. Ambulance charging for some reason. That must be rally pointed in some extremely unfortunate way. But it looks like before the Austrian can turn to take the ambulance out, an Easy 8 is going to hit the field. And I don't know what he's doing with this Austrian. He's just I don't know what that was. But Austrian goes down, netting halfway to vet 1 on this Easy 8. We also see a Rakettenwerfer being pushed back by a major, of all things. But the ambulance is going to go down. And nerves are beginning to fray here as mistakes are getting made by both sides of the engagement. Easy 8 inflicting heavy damage to these infantry. We actually have a bazooka being picked up by these Volksgrenadiers, though. A little bit of extra anti-tank boost, and Enrique just controls the entire map except for the victory points, which are massive. Rifleman with a flamethrower moving up to assist. Jagdpanzer though coming in. Vet 4, heavy damage. First shot completely destroys the Easy 8. Just 2 injured, but at the same time, these riflemen are the only infantry in sight, and that's actually got some Stern Pioneers up to support it, but the flame burst may be a little bit too much. Enrique only has 10 points remaining though, and he's going to be running out of time. There's nothing he can do. That's going to conclude the game. So that Jagdpanzer was a real asset against those Easy 8s. Nice use of that. We did see some good pushes from Enriquexs. I think both of these players need to work on their map pushing. The American needs to be more aggressive about pushing the enemy's units. The Oberkommando player needs to be more attentive to his map control, needs to have much better squad preservation. My god, he lost so many Jaeger Light Infantry squads this game. It's hard to watch in that regard, but good use of the Jagdpanzer, and he was able to take territory where it counted, these victory points, by spawning lots of Jaeger Light Infantry and continuing to harass, making things difficult for his opponent. So, pretty fun game to watch. It's not every day you see a Vet 4 Jagdpanzer. That thing was very dangerous by the end of the game. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.